Hi guys, happy Tuesday. Today we're just going to do just another day of substitution, and I'm going to show you a couple more examples just to help clarify anything you have questions about, and just practice some more. Okay, again, how to determine a solution. Step 1, make sure one of your equations is always solved for x or y. So one of them must be in y equals or x equals. Step 2, you want to substitute one equation into another equation. Step 3, you solve for the variable you have in the equation. And then finally, step 4, you plug the solution for the one variable into one of the equations to get the value of the second variable. Remember, there's 3 types of solutions when you're graphing systems and using the substitution method. One solution, and remember that's when 2 lines cross. No solution is if the lines are parallel. And infinitely many solutions, which means that the equations are exactly the same. Okay, example 1. You want to make sure you look for the equation that is in y equals or x equals. So if you notice the first equation we have here. Hold on, my pen's not working. The first equation is y equals -2. So since this is the one that's in y equals, we're going to replace the y with -2. So here we go. 4x minus 3y equals 18. Now I'm going to substitute in. And wherever I see that y, I'm going to write -2 equals 18. Don't mind my subtraction sign here. Now I'm going to simplify what I can and clean up everything. Be careful here, it's -3 times -2, so that's +6 equals 18. Now we have a nice 2-step equation, so I'm going to subtract 6. Now I'm left with 4x equals 12. Divide by 4, divide by 4. X equals 3. Now the awesome part about this example is that if you notice the first equation we work with, it already told you what y was equal to. It says y equals -2. Okay, if it said y equals -2x, then yes, you'd have to plug back in. But it's just telling me that y is -2. Therefore, I could just put together my solution, which is 3, -2. So again, that means that this system has one solution, and that solution is 3, -2, which means on a graph, that's exactly the intersecting point that these two lines would meet at. Okay, and just a little recap from last week when we were working with, let's say, y equals -2. If you recall, we talked last week, that's an equation with a 0 slope, and it makes a horizontal line. Okay. Example 2. Well, look at here. We have them both y equals. When they're both y equals, we set them equal. So I'm going to take 6x plus 11, set it equal to 6x minus 4. This has variables on both sides, so my first step, I want to move one of the variables to another side. I'll start with this, minus 6x. If you notice, 6x minus 6x cancels out, leaving me 11 equals, I'm on this side too, 6x minus 6x cancels out. So then I'm left with negative 4. This is a special type of solution when your variables cancel out and you're left with not a true statement, and it is no solution. Okay, 11 is not equal to negative 4. So that's an untrue statement. Therefore, it's no solution. Okay, which again, if you observe your equations that are given here, you'll notice that they have the same slope, but different y-intercepts, which I talked to you guys about last week in graphing. Okay, I always said if they're the same slope but different y-intercepts, then it's going to be a no solution. Good. Okay, example 3. Looking at example 3, the first one, we can't plug that in. But if you notice the second one, we have x equals 2y minus 1. So that's okay. So if it's x equals, then I'm going to replace the x with the 2y minus 1. Okay, so let's start things off. I'm going to do 3. I'm going to put the parentheses and I'm going to replace this x with the 2y minus 1. Then I'm going to bring down the rest of the equation. Okay, now I'm going to clean up what I can. So I'm going to distribute this 3 to both terms inside the parentheses. 3 times 2y is 6y. 3 times negative 1 is negative 3. And again, bring down everything else that I can. Now I'm going to clean up and combine like terms. Remember, whatever sign's in front of the number stays with the number. So we have 6y plus negative 2y. Different sign, subtract. We get 4. Keep the sign the higher number, then you'll be exact. 6 is the higher number, so that's going to be positive 4y minus 3 equals negative 3. Now I'm going to add 3 to both sides. Now I'm left with 4y. Well, negative 3 plus 3 equals 0. Now I'm going to divide by 4. And just be careful here. 0 divided by 4 would just be 0. Remember, if I have 0 candy bars and I want to split it among 4 people, well, everyone would get 0 candy because I don't have any. Okay, so now I have y equals 0. So now I need to take this y equals 0 and substitute it back into one of the original equations in order to get my x. Remember, it does not matter which equation you substitute back into. I think the second one looks a little friendlier, so I'm going to take that one. So I'm going to come over here, 2y minus 1, and now I'm going to replace the y with 0. Two times 0 is 0, minus 1. 0 minus 1 is negative 1. Good. Now don't forget to put your solution together. Remember, make sure your x comes first. So my x was negative 1. My y was 0. Good. Example 3 done. Okay. Last example for today. So if you notice, my top one is in y equals. So I'm going to replace the y. Equals 6. Now I'm going to distribute. So I'm going to bring this 4x. Don't forget, remember, you're distributing a negative 2. So negative 2 times 2 is negative 4x. And then negative 2 times negative 3 is positive 6. Now I'm going to combine like terms. 4x plus negative 4x. It's going to cancel them out. Now I'm left with 6 equals 6. Is that a true statement? Hopefully you're screaming, yes. So when the variables cancel out and you're left with a true statement, then your solution here is infinitely many solutions. Okay. So now that we just finished the 4 examples, okay, hopefully, of course, you were writing things down and taking notes and doing all that while I went through the 4 examples. Okay, maybe if you want to even give it a shot again, write down the problems again, try them yourself, and then check back on the answers. So next on the agenda, you're going to go to quizzes and you're going to work on 22 questions. The code for today is 070862. Okay, don't forget to have a paper and pencil. And as always, you get 2 tries. Also, very importantly, use your first and last name. First and last name. And then second thing, don't forget to complete your daily check-in form as well. Okay? If you have any questions, please reach out to us. We're around all day until 3 o'clock. Okay? Good luck, guys. And join us tomorrow for our Google Meet at 12:15. Bye.